Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Ben Lüning, I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and this is Horst Lüning. He's the senior taster of Whisky.com, and today we are trying the Glenmorangie Triple Cask Reserve.
I learned that this is a relatively cheap bottle. It's priced at
Entry priced.
$27.90 here in Central Europe, and this is really for a Glenmorangie. Those are prices like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's an 08 statement whiskey, but carries a lot of different casks in it.
Yeah. So I do like the Glenmorangie distillery, especially when I think I visited the first time in 19, somewhere around there. And
2000. Not 1800.
2000, 1800. I wish. And I did I liked it before, but after I visited the distillery and just tasted the what's the fermented stuff, the wash, just totally different experience, because of all the pineapple and what's it, mango, like the tropical fruits inside the wash. It's just amazing what kind of fermentation they do there.
Yeah, they have the tallest pot stills all over Scotland. Those giraffe style pot stills, 6 meters, 18 feet high.
Do you know the story behind them? Why they do have it?
No.
They are not whiskey pot stills. They are old gin stills from London, because the guy who started it was Scottish. He was very greedy, but he was meant to be greedy because he didn't have that much money, and they were really nearly bankrupt, and so they got used gin stills from London, and however they got them up there, and that's how they distilled it. And yeah, over the years they grow more sophisticated, more popular, everything grows, and now they are really the icons that they distill on an old gin still.
Yeah, and this has some advantages because the alcohol is very well separated, so you have a very clean spirit which intensifies the tropical fruits and so on, but all the fanes and the fusel oils are left behind. The fanes are put aside first, so they have a very clean spirit, and therefore they can have as well younger whiskies or whiskies without an age statement, which are completely as they should be. So this is an advantage of those very tall stills.
Yeah, there's a bit of a misconception. We talked already a little bit about the Lighthouse. That is a new project from Glenmorangie. They have a second distillery. They have a experimental distillery room on the distillery site, and that is they can adjust everything, and everybody heard that they can adjust the length of the still, and the thing is, no, they can't. I was like, how they do that with the, what do you call it, the sealing, seals, how they get it airtight? And the answer is, it's just a regular still. It just can't. You can't do make it longer. It doesn't work. But you have a watering. You can use the watering, and a watering is
outside,
like having a taller still. Yeah. So yes, it's. If you're picky, no, they can't do the length of the still, but they can simulate the length of the still very, very well. And I've seen the experimental still; it's very tall.
So it's a separate room with a lot of glass outside. So they call it the lighthouse, not from shining out, but from shining in. Yeah. So first time for 2 months, I have the close-up camera here. Yeah. So very fruity. Little spiciness coming up in the back, but it's a mixed fruity light aroma. A little bit of vanilla. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the first thing that I get in my nose is the Glenmorangie. Like you feel it, the delight, the sweetness, fruitiness, a little bit of tropical fruitiness. But then, as you said, spiciness. Yeah, that has much more kick than we know of an original or of any of the, let's say, lighter finishes what they have. But yeah, it has after a while you get used to the sweetness, and you find I would say much of the spiciness.
Yeah, so they tell us there are 3 different casks: ex-bourbon casks, juvenile casks, as well as ex-rye casks.
So new charred gives it a lot of sweetness. Bourbon is like the standard bit of sweetness, vanilla caramel, and the rye casks are pretty hefty, and sometimes you get a bit of a fresh pine note. That's always what I get with rye a lot.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a very intense whiskey with a big touch of the rye, more than I thought. Together with his sweetness, juiciness, and the aftertaste is kind of sweet and long with the spiciness of the rye. Very intense. This is, I haven't thought of that for a younger Glenmorangie. So this is big for such a young. You don't know how old it is. Probably you have these 10 years, and then the finishing with the typical Glenmorangies. Nowadays they have 11 and a half years and a half year of finishing. So these might have 10 or 9 something. Yeah, but the cask influence is strong.
It's when you have it first thing in your mouth, you realize Glenmorangie, but then you do have a lot of spiciness. You do have a lot of volume. I expected, because yes, it's a no-age statement, I expected much less volume. It's a full bodied, it's a strong one. And given that it only has, what does it have? 40 yeah, 40. I thought 43. Yeah, it's
no,
very
40. Or
40, yeah. 40. I thought 43, but it has 40. And yeah, means it is easy on the mouth. I would have expected much less from a 28 euro one. Yeah, I would have expected less of it. Not quite sure if it's 10 years old. Might be, can be. Yeah. I don't think it's less than 7.
Yeah. So the specialty is this is no finishing.
Oh,
therefore the intensity from the rye casks is there.
Oh, really? Yeah, it does say. It does say.
Triple Cask Reserve. So they mix up from 3 different casks.
Yeah, as they said, they blend carefully to create a deeply harmonious whiskey. Yeah. I like it.
This is the reason for it.
Not very common for Glenmorangie. Usually Glenmorangie is like 10 years in bourbon, and then we'll talk about what we do with it.
Yeah. So I think this will be a bottling in the standard range of Glenmorangie. But I can't figure out how those rye casks, how many rye casks there are on the market from Canada. There should be a lot of them. So probably Glenmorangie opened that source for affordable casks. Might be.
I think I do like the rye casks in Scotch whiskey. They do have a bit of a nice influence there, so I do like it. It comes a little bit more. I think like 2, 3, 4 years ago, I had the first one with the rye cask, and I was like really excited about it. I think I think it was a blend. And now there are more of them, and I really do like them. I also do like my rye, so yeah. So yeah, that was it with our take to the Glenmorangie Triple Cask Reserve, a new entry-level Glenmorangie. Have a look if maybe this whiskey might be something for you. If you come from Belgium or the Netherlands, you can buy them at Whisky.com. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.